Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Lumion tutorial. In today's video, we'll be looking at some of the new features that we have in Lumion 11.3. The first one that I would like to cover will be the new Omni light that can create shadows. So first, let me change the weather to nighttime. And then I'm going to go to one of the light fixture over here and bring out one Omni light. Okay, and then I will do some minor adjustment to where I want this light to be, probably somewhere at the center. Okay, so now you can see some shadows being created by the Omni light, and then on the right hand side we have some additional controls to control how the shadow will be created. So over here we have things like controlling the brightness of the shadow. We also have the medium and the high quality for the shadow. And then we have one new slider over here called Shadow Exclusion Zone that can help us to create the shadows onto the portion of the scene that we want. Okay. And then we also have one new toggle over here that can allow us to show the light source. So for example, let me go to another part of the room and I'm going to bring in one Omni light. Move it higher. And then I'm going to turn on the light source, and now you can see the reflection that's being created by the Omni light after I turn on the light source. So these are some of the new improvements that has been made to Omni light in Lumion 11.3. The next feature that I would like to cover will be the multifunctional clip plane. So in previous version, we have the capability of putting in clip plane, but then we are only limited to one in every project. So what we can do with it is we can put in the clip plane and then we can clip it from the top side like this, or we can rotate the clip plane and clip away object from the other direction like this. So in Lumion 11.3, what has been added is that we can now put in more than one clip plane to a maximum of 3 in every project. So for the second clip plane, I will put it here and then I'll clip away objects from the top side. And the last clip plane, I'll put it somewhere here and I'm going to rotate it. And I'm going to use that to clip away things at the back end of the building. Okay, and then there are also some controls that has been added to help us to control the clip planes. One of it will be this target layer. So what I can do with that is that I can select all the clip planes and I'm going to set the target layer to building. So once I did that, you can see that the clip plane will only affect the object and clip away the objects that is set inside the target layer, which in this case is the building. Okay. So this is another improvement that has been made in Lumion 11.3. The next feature that I would like to cover will be the new character silhouettes. So what we can do over here is we can go to any of the character, and once we select it, on the right hand side you have this toggle called colorize. And in previous version, what we can do is we can either assign a white color or black color to the character. But then in 11.3 we have more options like shaded, polygon, and flat. So different shapes that we can assign to the character. And on top of that, we are no longer restricted to black and white color. We can choose different color, like for example red for this character. And then we can also go to the other area of the project. Example, for these people, I can select them and give it a different color, like for example blue, and the other set of character over here, I'll give it another color, probably yellow. Okay, so once I did that, you can see I can use different color for my character silhouettes to highlight different areas of my project. The next feature that I would like to cover will be the improvements that has been made to group selection. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to bring in objects of different categories. So the first one, I'll bring in one tree, and then next I'm going to bring in one object from the indoor category, then bring in one character, and then probably another car over here on the other side. And last but not least, one fine detail tree. Okay, so once I did that, in previous version, if we want to group them together, we have to click on the all category and then select all of them. And then on the right hand side corner, you have this button to create a group. Okay, once all these objects are grouped together, okay, now let's say I want to edit one of the object of a single category. In 11.3, we can straight away just click on, for example, people and animals, and then select the button for the group, and then straight away we can edit the character like this. So I can turn on the colorize, and I can change the character to red color. And let's say I want to change the color for the car, I can choose the transport category and then select the group, and then I can click on the car and then change the color as well. And then for the tree, I can click on the respective category, and then I can also change the options over here to change the color of the tree. Okay. The next feature that I would like to cover will be the render grids and measurement. To put in measurement in Lumion, we have to go to the Utilities panel and click on the Measure tool. To put in the measurement, I have to click here, somewhere here as a starting point, and then go to the top left hand corner here, somewhere here as the second point, and then go to the right side and place my third point. Okay, so once I did that, I will be able to get the measurement like this, and then I can also get the angle of the corners over here. So what has been added in Lumion 11.3 is that we can also include the measurement inside the photo mode. In order to do that, we have to select the measurements, and then on the top right hand corner you have this toggle render. So you just have to turn that on. Okay, once you turn that on, you can go to your photo mode, and then you will be able to see the measurement appearing in your render, and then you can proceed and render it, and the photo will include the measurement inside the image. So this is the improvement that has been made to Lumion 11.3. The next feature that I would like to cover will be the improvements that has been made to fine detail nature object. So I'm going to bring in some trees from the fine detail nature category. Okay, I'm going to bring in one. And then in previous version, we can't really use the shortcut to copy the trees. We have to go back to the library and pull the trees out from there. But then in 11.3, we just have to hold the alternate key, and then we can easily duplicate the tree like this. Okay, and then what we can do over here, we can also select one of the tree, and then we can replace the tree with another object from other categories. For example, I'll select one of the people here and swap out the object. Okay, so in 11.3, now we have less restriction with regards to how we can control our fine detail nature objects. The next feature that I would like to cover will be the improvements that has been made to light gizmo. So for example, in some projects, when you're working on it in previous version, whenever you use a lot of spotlights, you find that there are a lot of nets everywhere in your scene. And then you make it very difficult for you to select the things that you want. So what has been improved in 11.3 is that whenever you use spotlights, you find that the light gizmo are more organized and is at a scale that is appropriate according to your scene. And then when you zoom in and out of your scene, right, you find that the light gizmo will still maintain a very appropriate size in your project. Okay, so this is also one minor improvements that has been made in Lumion 11.3. The next feature that I would like to cover will be the improvements that has been made to the material highlight effect. So in previous version, whenever we use the material highlight effect, we can only bring in once. But then in Lumion 11.3, now we can bring in more than one material highlight effect to highlight different areas of your project. So now I'm going to go to the Add Effects button, and then I'm going to look for my material highlight effect over here. Okay, I'm going to click on the Edit button, and then I'll select one of the area here. Then we can change the highlight style and also the color. Okay, so now I can further add in one more material highlight effect to highlight different areas of my scene. For example, the wall here, I'll assign it to a different color and then change the style. Okay, I can add in one more to highlight the ceiling. Then I'll assign it with a different style. Right, so now in Lumion 11.3, we can bring in more than one material highlight effect to highlight different areas of our project. The last feature that I would like to cover will be the Conform to Landscape option. Now in Lumion 11.3, we can apply the Conform to Landscape option to objects that belongs to the nature library. So let's say, for example, I bring a tree over here, and then I put it on somewhere at the slope over here. You will find that the tree doesn't follow the alignment of the landscape. So now we can use the F shortcut button, and then when we move the tree around on the landscape, you can see that it follows the slope of the landscape. So this is the new improvements that has been made to the Conform to Landscape option, and this brings us to the end of the tutorial. Thanks for watching.